This is a supplemental video to show how to do symbology in ArcMap, and also a brief look at labeling. And I get the impression from some feedback from class that I may not have put enough instruction into some of the other videos to help you understand this, so we'll supplement that with this video. What I have here is a project. Some of you recognize if you're in watershed class, otherwise it's just an example showing some watersheds, a county boundary, and I actually have a base map available here too, but one can see that the base map is only visible in areas where the features, the individual polygons in the watershed area are not covering. So what we have here is an opaque symbology, meaning you can't see through it. Well, if I'd like to see through this, I need to change the symbology, and the way to do that is to click on the item here called the patch, which is the shows in the table of contents how a layer is being displayed, and also gives us a pathway to the symbol selector window. What I'd like to do, extremely common, is to use the built-in style, so to speak, of hollow, and that means it has invisible color or transparent color and only an outline. So I will make an outline of these watersheds and say OK. And I have succeeded one way in that now I can see the base layer, but I can't really very well see the boundaries because of the color contrast. So you're probably thinking we'll just go right back to this, and I'm able to pick an outline color, one that might be visible, give it a little more heft, and many choices in doing this whole thing. But I will make those simple changes, and now I have a symbology for this layer that works, that does more of what I want it to do. Let's talk about labeling, and I'll show you how these labels for each of these watersheds got there, and how we can actually make them visible, which they're not right now. If I turn off the base map, we can see that each of these watershed polygons, why don't I go ahead and turn off county? Each of these watershed polygons does have a label. The question is, where did that come from? Well, to get to the labeling controls, I right-click on Hydrologic Units 8, ask for Properties. So I right-clicked, ask for Properties, and Layer Properties opens up a whole bunch of different options and tabs and windows, one of which is Labels. And I can turn the labeling on or off as with this button. So regardless of what choices I make and how much I do, I can toggle the layers on or off. And now I've got them turned on. But I decided that they really weren't very good. That they're too small. They don't have a very good contrast. So I can go ahead and change those labels. I can change the font size to something larger. I can go ahead into the symbol and edit the symbol, and I can ask for various I can change angles of the text. I can rotate. I can add shadows. I can add masking, and there's more options than you could imagine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add haloing, and I'm going to make a sunshine halo around the text, and I'll say OK and OK and OK. And now my watersheds labels have a much more prominent and much better presented font, and now on top of the base maps they really show up, maybe even a little too much. But I've shown that I have control of the labeling as well. I may and what I've done here is I've used the information stored in the watersheds data set in something called the attribute table to create labels based on the names of these. I could go into the labeling and I could actually ask for the watersheds to be labeled according to their size in acres. and maybe not exactly what you think of in the terms of a nice halo, big haloed label, but I can use any of the information that's attached to each of these polygons to create the label. And other information using the identify tool is the name, what state it's in, its hydrologic unit code, its 8-digit code, and I guess the date when this was finalized or whatever. But that's labeling and symbology, and that hopefully is a little bit more detail for you there.